Stories. Everybody loves stories. I wanna experience it with you. Invite me in. Once upon a time, hey, what would you think if someone, and all of a sudden the heads that are down and people are sleeping in the congregation, all of a sudden they raise their hand and go, oh, a story, right? Story, that's what TV is all about. People pay $15, $13 to go to the movie theater. Why? Because they want to follow a story for 2 hours, right? If we use narrative to our advantage, people's lives can be changed because we can paint a picture of what's possible. We can also paint pictures about what's possible on the negative side of things, but we need to paint a picture of what is possible, what the future might look like, right? For example, if I'm preaching from Acts chapter 3 and I'm preaching about Peter and John on the way to prayer meeting, the miracle happens, by the way, on the way to prayer meeting. It didn't happen at the prayer meeting. It happened on the way to the prayer meeting, right? And he reaches down with his right hand. He says, I don't have any money, no silver and gold. What I have is I'm going to give you my right hand and you're going to see the power of God in your life, right? And so our focus, when we replicate that, when we see someone in need, when we're on the way somewhere, and they have an agenda, because oftentimes people have an agenda and people in need have an agenda and it's all about them, but it's really about God. And so what Peter and John do is they extend their hand, movement, and they raise the man up in God's power and the glory goes to God. So how can I correlate that? On the way to work, I got stuck in traffic, this or that, or I was trying to finish a project that was for my boss and she said I need to do this, and then a colleague says to me, hey, I need help with this, and all of a sudden I have another agenda, but I see God at work. And I create a parallel scenario using the story form in a way that people can relate to. For example, God says to Moses, what's in your hand? He says, a staff. Fixed objects. Throw it down. Movement. And so he has something in his hand and he throws it down. And then it becomes a snake. And he picks it back up and it becomes a staff. This is the rod of Moses. But then once he throws it down and picks it up, it becomes the rod of God. So what do we have in our hand? Is it a typewriter, a keyboard? Is it a mouse? Is it cooking utensils? A diaper? Whoa. What if God says, throw down that diaper and pick it back up? Your baby is going to be mighty in my sight, right? We can create parallel scenarios using the details of the scriptures, and people will raise their heads, they'll start smiling and say, this is possible. God can do this in my life. And that's what we need to do.